that fight, and they're I don't know, it would have been close. It's probably a wise move to back up because Protoss generally has a harder time replenishing their army than Zerg does because Zerg can stockpile larva. Okay, so it looks like he is going to sit at his own gold, not take it, just kind of chillax there. This Zergling, MVP of the game for Gator, he has been at this Xel'Naga the entire time, giving a huge amount of vision. This Xel'Naga tower not even really being fought over. I'm kind of surprised. I think that they would want to get that more. Okay, Gator for the third time's the charm, I hope, getting this hatchery up again. And, oh, here comes a counter push from the other side from, what's his name? Sickness, there we go. And it looks like a whole bunch of roaches are going to be forcing him to go away. And here is Sickness saying, you know what, screw roaches, man, they're OP, as the stalkers all run back. And let's see what else is going to be happening. Oh, it looks like Sickness is expanding as well, taking his fourth. So now it's going to be 4 base on 4 base, which is really going to get the Zerg does have the gold. So the Protoss is going to have to see if he can do anything to slow down the Zerg economy, because the gold expansion is just so sexy to control. Still a lot of stalkers, just going mainly stalker. Does have blink at this point as well, and finally getting +1 ground weapons. Also getting High Templar with Storm. This is going to be very good for the clumped up units of the Zerg, and it looks like he's going to poke over here again, see if he can do any damage at all. He's going to shoot a couple of Overlords, but it's not going to supply block, and now he is just going to pull back, just going to blink pull back. So he did a little bit of damage, not a lot, but these pokes are just excellent, and this is what he needs to be doing. Meanwhile, the Zerg going to be scouting with his Overlords with speed now, and I think he will see pretty quickly that Protoss does have a 4th expansion going up, and oh my goodness, cannon spam. Wow, that is so many cannons, and all powered by 1 pylon. The only weakness I see in that strat, there is, oh, never mind, 2 pylons. It's fine then. But wow, that's yeah, there's got to be an easier base to take out than one that has that many cannons. Although the funny thing would be if you just made like mutas and went around behind, you could just like, yeah. Ooh! Oh! Amazing storms going down, and more storms, and oh, these Zerg units are just taking tons of damage, but it looks like they are still going to have so many units that they're just going to crush through that army, and the Protoss is forced to pull back all the way to his 2nd, and now it's up to the Zerg. What is he going to attack? Is he going to attack the 3rd, maybe the 4th? Nope, he instead is going to rally here and just chill. And it looks like the Protoss is trying to figure out which base he needs to defend, so he's going to sit at his 3rd, which is probably wise. And, oh, he's going to run in here, he's going to seal these cannons, and he is going to engage them, try to take them out. Meanwhile, the Stalkers are going to be coming down here and try to pinch these units, and it looks like they will pinch them. Lots of stuff going on. Ooh! Oh, amazing storms going down. So much damage being done, and now Archon's being morphed in. The offensive blink coming in, going to do tons of damage to these Zerg units, but the Zerg is committed to doing this. It looks like a lot of Stalkers are going down. Oh, more storms going down, and that's going to force them. And another offensive blink, and oh, wow, just cleaning up that Zerg army. And Zerg is, oh man, supply is not plummeting at all. Macro is amazing. He's at 180 supply still to the Protoss 95. So 180 supply to 95. Wow. Wow. Okay, Zerg is incredibly far ahead as far as supply goes. Let's check income really fast. We can see 63 workers to 64 workers. So no, it is not a worker difference. It is just that big of an army difference. One-shotting that unit there, and now it looks like the roaches are going to pull back after some decent storms are thrown down. And here's the probe transfer to the 4th, but now Zerg is in this sweet spot in between all the bases, and he's able to just swing back and forth between the two. The Stalkers are running as fast as they can, with the High Templar coming as fast as they can as well. Ooh, amazing storm, just softening up so much right there. And these roaches are going to have to be really careful. They have almost no health left, and they are going to be forced to pull back, even though I do believe he has a superior army right now. Yeah, Protoss only at 123 supply at this point, and if we look at Zerg, he is maxed, or close to max. That's 180, 199. So yeah, he is maxed. A lot of his units are really low. I almost think maybe getting Burrow at this point, as he's doing right now, is good, because the roaches, which he's mainly going roach heavy, roaches have an amazingly increased rapid regeneration when they're burrowed. So he does have that, and he's going to get Burrow, and he's going to be able to heal those guys up incredibly quickly, faster than one Marine with 20 medevacs around him. So, okay, here we go. Got some storms for this 4th base, as well as lots of more cannons. So this 4th base should be safe, and oh man, that's actually really smart, because this is gonna really hinder the Zerg, and he's going to have to find a different place to attack, because, ooh, we have DTs coming down, and they are going to see what damage they can do. They're going to see this 5th base. Is that 5th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th base from the Zerg, and they are going to be beating it down like it's cool. And the Zerg, with all these units, does not have any detection there. And now the DTs being spread out. Oh, there's the Overseer. So this is really, really good. Look at this. He's getting like 1, 2 DTs at every expansion, and he's just going to go to town. And even though the Zerg does have detection, he's not going to have it everywhere. And so this is going to be very, very, very annoying for the Zerg to deal with. And here we go. He's cleaned out this expansion, so nothing is mining here at the moment. And this one's mined out, and his main is mined out close enough as well. So really, the Zerg is on 1 base, 2 bases at this point, and the gold is getting low as well. So the Zerg is going to be in a little bit of trouble monetarily. He does need to get this saturated, but there is a DT just wailing away at this hatchery and detection, so we're going to have to see what happens. It looks like the Zerg is kind of panicking and running all over the place, and he's going to pick off that DT now. So very, very good spread with these DTs, making the Zerg run literally everywhere across the... Ooh, we have a Nidus network coming out. 2 Nidus networks. So we're going to have to see if he can do some cool counterattacks with that. Meanwhile, Protoss is taking a 5th base, so it's going to be 5 bases on 5 bases again. But really, the Protoss is going to be in a better position because his natural isn't even mined out yet. He does have 1, 2. This is going to be a third and a 4. So he's going to have 4 bases mining, at least for a little bit, versus the Zerg's 3. So that's very, very good. And also, he hasn't taken his gold yet. So if he can secure this gold at some point, that will be very, very, very helpful for the Protoss player. And it looks like the Protoss is at 183 supply now, as there's kind of a little lull in the action. But 183 supply now, so he has closed the gap as far as supply has gone, and it looks like that the Zerg is, I want to say he's kind of, yeah, you see this right here? He's stockpiling larvae, so he's at 200 of 200, or 194 of 200, basically maxed. And what he's going to do is he's going to stockpile larvae, so when he attacks, they're going to trade armies, and the Zerg is going to be able to replenish to full almost immediately. So that is the Zerg strategy at this point, I do believe. And now we have lots of roaches, and wow, just great unit mix here. We have roaches, and ooh, Broodlords, nice. So that's actually a good choice. So we have Corruptors, so he has control of the air, and also that means that it's going to make the Protoss think twice about going Colossus, which there's no way he's going to do. So Broodlord's coming out for the Zerg, and the Protoss just has this death ball, you know, with Archons and Stalkers and Zealots and some High Templar in the middle. So this is a very, very, very scary good unit mix, and we're going to have to see how the Zerg is able to... Ooh! Nidus... Hold that thought. Nidus Worm in the main, and they're going to be focusing down this Dark Shrine. It looks like Zealots and a Dark Templar are going to do what they can. Nope, but he gets sniped almost instantly. And, ooh, great storms going down. Going to soften them up a lot, but really there's no units here, and tons of damage is going to be done here. Also, wow, a double Nidus Worm down here in the corner. We have, at the other base, tons and tons and tons of... I'm so excited I can't even talk roaches. Just like attacking. So we have a double pronged attack, and it looks like Roach is now going to be going back in that Nidus and going to be, where are they going to be popping out? Because it does look like the Protoss with his giant death ball is just going to be countering. He's like, screw it, I'll give you 2 of my bases, I don't care, I'm going for the jugular. And here he goes, moving in, and lots of roaches being pulled back, going to try to secure this. And let's see if these storms are going to be good. It looks like, where are the storms? Where are the storms? Where are the storms? There's the storms. Oh my goodness, so much damage being done. And the Protoss just moving through and going to be able to clean this up. The offensive blink again, moving in closer, 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 and sniping all of these units. And we do not see a lot of units being made actually for the Zerg, because he is in fact almost still maxed. So great macro by the Zerg, just continue. But it looks like the Protoss may have too many units here and may just take out these hatcheries and really cripple the Zerg. It looks like the Zerg, meanwhile, is doing some good aggression of his own. There's some blink micro going on here, and this is a double front war here. It looks like the Zerg is going to win this one, and I'm curious to see where he's going to go, because there are so many cannons here. Looking back in the Zerg main, we have the the Protoss pushing up. Lots of Archons and lots of Stalkers and a few High Templar are just going to be laying waste. And here's the problem for the Zerg. When he loses all of these tech structures, he's not going to be able to build any more units at all. So although he has tons of money and tons of larvae saved up, it's not really going to help. And actually, he's broke now because he's been spamming units nonstop. But it looks like, oh my goodness, 16 Ultras being made. 16 Ultralists. This could be huge, absolutely huge. And we can see that the Zerg is trying to regroup. He's trying to regroup, and so is the Protoss. So the Protoss Death Ball, not quite as big as it was, but look at this damage that it has done. And the Zerg with many, many Ultras, and we are going to have to see what he can do. He's also getting the Carapace upgrade. But here's the battle. It is joined, and it looks like, ooh, Money Storm's going down. Money Storm's, oh, all those roaches just evaporating. Wow, such good storms. Such good storms by the Protoss. That really equalized the battle there. And these Archons are actually fairly good at just tanking damage, and he is at 2 attack, 1 armor now with 350 shields on those Archons. And it looks like the Zerg, man, my throat's dry. Looks like the Zerg is doing his level best, but he's now at 155 supply to 163. So the Protoss has actually increased his supply and passed the Zerg. That's really crazy, actually. And ooh, let's see if the Zerg can make something happen. That is a lot of Ultralists, and they're coming down. And look at these Archons just taking this damage, letting the other units deal the damage. But there's so many Ultralists. I don't think it's going to matter as these Protoss units are trying to micro. And look at the blink to get away. Very, very nice. And they are going to run away. And lots of DTs coming in. Tons of DTs. And there is no detection, so these DTs are going to do amazingly good damage. And it looks like, oh, they're just going to morph into Archons right away. Okay, Archon being the unit of choice. These Zealots going to work, and more Archons going to work, and Stalkers in the back. And it looks like, oh my goodness, these Ultras may actually go down, losing tons of Ultras. He has 4 left, and now he is down to, look at the health of these Ultras. Now he's down to 3, now he's down to 2. 2 Ultras, and it looks like the Protoss will win this battle. Oh my goodness. And look at the supplies now. It is 117 for the Protoss, and for the Zerg we have 79. So the supply gap is widening with the Protoss coming out farther and farther ahead. These Corruptors have literally done nothing since they took air control early. He hasn't done anything really with that air control, and now the Protoss making a strong push with Zealots and Stalkers, those cheap tier 1 units that are so good. And now here's NEXArtGGaTeR saying, you know, Protoss is Zimba, and his buddy is like, well, you know, what can you do? And here he goes taking out the gold. Now I did say he wanted to take out the gold, but I mean it's mined out now. But he is making this doom push down the middle, and the Zerg doing everything he can, going Ultra Ling, trying to slow this down. But the Protoss, it looks like, just may have too many units. It is 120 supply over 91. And it looks like, yeah, the Protoss saying, I have 3,000, 1,000. And he, in fact, doesn't. He has more like 1,500 and 100. But he does have a ton of units, a ton more. He has 152 supply now against the Zergs at 91. So way ahead in supply. I think at this point he can just 1A into the Zerg's base. And what is the Zerg going to be able to do? It looks like he was able to rebuild a spawning pool there, and he does have Ultras. But like I said before, he took out all those tech structures, so really all he can go is Ultraling. That is it. And the Protoss, meanwhile, is macroing like a madman and is going to take out the Ultralists. So now all it can make is Zerglings, and Zerglings alone are not going to be able to stop this force. And I can't speak Korean, but I'm assuming some sort of GG talk is going on here as the Zerg makes his last stand here. And this Spine Crawler is just adding in his 2 cents over and over again. And this DT is pissed. He just got poked in the face like 5 times. But it looks like all the Zerg units will go down. The Zerg now has 58 supply versus the 170 of Protoss. Yeah, there is no way you're going to be able to come back from this, especially because he is mined out. This is one of only 2 mining bases that he has going, and he does not have many workers at all. So it looks like, oh, the Archon in the middle is just going to do terrible damage to those units, and it looks like that hatch is going to go down, and lots of talk going on. So I'm assuming GG is going to happen at any time. I don't actually know why he hasn't GG'd yet, except they're just comparing notes. He's like, you know, at the 20-minute mark, I did this. What do you think about that? And he's like, well, actually, I would have done something else. I have no idea what they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about brownies or cookies or the sports station that they both watch over in Korea. I have no idea. Although StarCraft is a sport, so they probably just watch StarCraft. If I was a professional gamer, that's what I would do. I'm not a professional gamer, and I still only watch StarCraft, really. That's not true. I watch TV too. But I love StarCraft. Wow, this was an amazing game, a great game. I love the Niduses and everything else that we saw, but it looks like in the end, the Protoss, even though he was out expanded early, is going to take this one down. And is that GG? I don't even know. I'm confused as to why this game is still going on. I think he's like, well, I have Corruptors, so I'm still in it. But yeah, the Protoss is looking around. He's like, dude, I'm maxed and you have 18 supply. You can see Zerg is at 18 supply and Protoss is at 194. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the Zerg has lost, and there's the GG and the other GG. And wow, that was an amazing, amazing game. Everything I thought it would be. Thanks for watching, guys.